In Chinese tradition, the Xia Dynasty is honored as the inaugural dynasty of the nation's long history, supposedly ruling from around 2070 to 1600 BCE. Its narrative lays the foundation for a civilization that prides itself on continuity and ancient heritage. Yet, scholars remain divided. Was the Xia a genuine state, or a myth created to legitimize later regimes? According to ancient Chinese sources, most notably Sima Qian's records of the Grand Historian, the Xia Dynasty was founded by Yu the Great, a hero famed for taming the devastating floods of the Yellow River. His efforts supposedly led to the formation of a hereditary monarchy, setting the stage for future dynasties. The Xia are credited with developing early systems of governance, social hierarchy, and possibly even bureaucracy. Their story is imbued with ideals of moral leadership, family loyalty, and environmental harmony, values central to Confucian philosophy. As such, the Xia represent more than political organization. They symbolize the ethical roots of Chinese civilization. In the 20th century, archaeologists uncovered the Erlitou culture in Henan province, dated between 1900 and 1500 BCE. This site revealed advanced urban structures, bronze tools, and evidence of stratified society. Many have linked Erlitou to the Xia, seeing it as physical proof of the dynasty's existence. Others remain cautious, arguing that the site may instead represent a cultural forerunner to the Shang dynasty. A major hurdle in verifying the Xia lies in the absence of contemporaneous written records. Unlike the Shang, who left behind oracle bones and inscriptions, there are no documents directly tied to the Xia period. The accounts we have were compiled centuries, or even millennia, after the fact. Further complicating matters is the legendary nature of figures like Yu the Great, whose portrayal includes superhuman feats and divine favor. Such characteristics place him closer to myth than history. The narrative's emergence during the Zhao era, a time when the ruling class sought to reinforce their authority, raises questions about whether the Xia story was retroactively constructed to serve political ends. Although connections between Erlitou and later dynasties suggest a cultural continuum, definitive links to a centralized Xia state are lacking. Some researchers argue that even if the Xia did not exist as a formal polity, the story reflects real historical processes, such as the rise of early state societies along river valleys, paralleling developments in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Regardless of its historical accuracy, the Xia dynasty's tale serves as a foundational myth that reinforces key themes in Chinese thought: moral leadership, cyclical governance, and the mandate of heaven. In modern China, the Xia still holds symbolic importance, anchoring the country's identity as a civilization with over 5,000 years of continuous history. Did Mali discover the Americas at the height of its power in the early 14th century? The Mali Empire was one of the wealthiest and most sophisticated societies in the world. Renowned for its gold trade, cultural centers, and sprawling influence, Mali also produced one of the most enigmatic stories of early exploration, one that suggests an African monarch may have reached the Americas before Columbus. This story centers on Mansa Abubakari II, who, according to oral tradition and the writings of the Arab historian al-Umari, surrendered his crown to pursue the mysteries of the Atlantic Ocean. During a 1324 interview with Abubakari's successor, Mansa Musa, al-Umari recorded that Abubakari had sent a fleet of 200 ships to explore the ocean's western horizon. Only one returned, its captain reporting powerful currents that consumed the rest. Determined, Abubakari prepared an even grander expedition, reportedly 2,000 vessels, and joined the voyage himself. He never returned. With his disappearance, Musa became emperor and led Mali to even greater heights. The plausibility of such a journey has sparked intense debate. Mali certainly had the wealth to outfit a massive maritime expedition, and its people were experienced navigators of rivers and inland waterways. Yet crossing the open Atlantic requires knowledge of ocean currents, weather patterns, and shipbuilding far more advanced than what we know Mali possessed at the time. Supporters of the theory point to circumstantial evidence. Accounts from Columbus noting native peoples with gold weapons they claimed came from Eastern traders, and similarities in cultural practices between West Africa and pre-Columbian American societies. However, such parallels are often attributed to coincidence or independent development rather than direct contact. Skeptics emphasize the lack of archaeological proof. No known West African artifacts or human remains have been uncovered in the Americas from that era. Furthermore, much of the story rests on oral tradition and texts written long after the events, making it hard to separate fact from embellishment. Still, the tale of Abubakari's voyage endures as a testament to curiosity and ambition. Whether or not he reached distant shores, the story reflects a society bold enough to imagine worlds beyond the known, a rare perspective in a time when many empires looked inward. The legend of Aztlán. Alaric, a formidable leader of the Visigoths, is often remembered for one of the most dramatic moments in ancient history, the breach and looting of Rome in 410 CE. This event sent shockwaves through the empire and is seen as a symbol of its waning power. Yet, another aspect of Alaric's legacy remains shrouded in legend: the question of what became of the immense wealth taken from the Eternal City. During this chaotic era, the Roman Empire was split into eastern and western halves, each plagued by both internal discord and external pressures. Alaric began his career within the Roman military hierarchy, but feeling betrayed by the empire, he ultimately led the Visigoths in revolt. By 408, he had entered Italy and besieged Rome multiple times, demanding heavy payments in gold and goods. The siege reached its peak in 410 when Alaric's forces entered the city. They plundered vast treasures, gold, silver, gemstones, and even religious artifacts, possibly including spoils taken from Jerusalem centuries earlier. Mere months later, Alaric died unexpectedly near the city of Cosenza in southern Italy. According to long-standing lore, his followers sought to preserve his legacy in secrecy. They are said to have redirected a river, the Busento, to enter Alaric and the treasure beneath its bed. Once the burial was complete, the river was returned to its course, and those who carried out the work were reportedly killed to keep the location a secret. The tale has inspired generations of explorers and historians. Though no conclusive archaeological evidence has surfaced, many continue to believe that Alaric's final resting place lies hidden beneath the Busento River. Some speculate the hoard may have been moved to the nearby Calabrian hills, whose dense forests and rugged terrain would offer the perfect concealment. Others propose a more mundane ending, that the treasure was gradually depleted through the challenges faced by the Visigoths: warfare, migration, and political turmoil. It may have simply faded into circulation. For now, the truth remains buried, perhaps literally. New technologies, such as ground-penetrating radar, have offered hope for a breakthrough. But Alaric's tomb, if it exists, continues to elude discovery.